Hello, listeners, and welcome to today's episode of Show Me Your Hustle. Today I am interviewing Max. Max, tell us about yourself.
I'm addicted to golf after retiring from the professional paintball scene. That's why I can't hold a real job. It's because I'm always doing stuff. But after running my own marketing agency, I decided that I wanted to do my own thing. And for the last 10 years, I've been helping agencies and other professional service providers productize their expertise and upsell, cross sell their clients. Account expansion, make more money with the existing clients that you have. That's my thing, and been banging that bell for about 10 years now.
I love it. Well, let's jump in. Tell me a little bit about how you got here. I mean, you just shared a little bit. Paintballing didn't work out. Golf maybe is on the
Well, they
upswing,
they
but
all no, they all did work out, and so that's why that's why I couldn't go work for somebody else and do the 9 to 5. No, I went to I always knew I wanted to do my own thing. I'm a fourth generation do your own thing person. I wouldn't call myself an entrepreneur because I have no desire for employees or to create a big business. Fourth generation lifestyle business, and
okay.
I got into the marketing agency world, and I realized that there was two very different businesses happening at the same time. On one hand, you're being paid for your expertise, for your planning, for strategy. People treated me like a big boy. And then on the other side, you're being paid to do something that recent college grads are doing, that AI is
Yeah.
doing, the commoditized doing of things.
hmm
And increasingly, I'd feel marginalized and underpaid and overworked in those categories. So I said, you know what? Love the strategy business, love planning, love expertise. I'm going to help, I'm going to grow my agency and solve all my problems by saying no to the doing
Mm.
and doing all the strategy work. And it didn't take very long to realize that if I left my agency and helped other companies, I wouldn't have to drive into work every day. I could work from home. This was before COVID, so you actually had to like quit your job if you wanted to work from home.
Right, right.
So that's what I did. I left my agency, and for the last 10 years, I've been soloing, helping other agencies, but very much from my home office. Yeah, here in the Northeast. I don't go anywhere except if there's golf.
I love it. I love it. Okay, what was your big pivot to get there? Like, how did you know that you're like, I don't want to go into an office anymore? Was there like an instrumental moment that really stands out to you 10 years
Yeah,
ago?
yeah, and it the good thing about COVID is it exposed everybody to like you can do this. You can work
Right.
from home. It's totally fine. There are organizations that you don't have to do your own thing to work from home. But when I went out 7 years before COVID, I had to rely on my family that
hmm
had exposed me to doing this for 3 generations. I was very lucky to have like most of the generation saying like, when are you going to go do your own thing?
Yeah.
Why are you driving into the office? Whereas most people were like, you should get a job. You need to spend 6 hours in traffic to feel worthy.
Right.
So I was very lucky to grow up, with that other mindset. But I do find after 10 years of asking people the same question, I do find that there has to be some sort of tragedy or significant like life changing event
hmm
to get the to get the guts. There you go. I was searching for a good
Right.
word. The
Uh,
guts to just say, you know what, I'm going to work from home. I'm going to do exactly what I want to do. I'm gonna treat myself fairly. For me, it was I had met my soon to be now wife. We've been married for a long time and have a
mhm.
6 year old and a 4 year old. And so when I knew that that was going to happen, I said,
Yeah.
absolutely, I still have energy. I'm still young. I want to figure out this do my own
Yeah.
thing as soon as possible. Because ain't no way that I'm going to be sitting in 3 hours of traffic and having somebody tell me when I can and can't see my family. So
Right.
it was, but it's that very like I knew the life changing thing was coming,
hmm hmm
and that's ultimately why I did it.
Got it. I love that. Well, I mean, I think everything comes with a risk, but jumping in and doing something for yourself obviously is one of those really rewarding risks. So, as we talk about
Well,
risks,
I mean, the riskiest thing in my book is to have one person decide 100% of your income. That's the riskiest thing you can do, and that's what a job
right,
is.
right.
So, again, I've been looking at the world backwards since it's just
I
how
love
I
it.
was brought up. But,
Yeah.
when I was 5, listening to my dad talk to 6 or 7 clients on the phone on the way to Disney World. And why are you having so many conversations? Well, Max, if you have 6 or 7 clients and 2 of them leave, we can still go to Disney World. When you have a job, one person that doesn't care about you
Mm.
has the ability to delete 100% of your income.
I
So,
have never thought about it like that, and you just put life into perspective.
yeah, it's terrifying. Do you really
Right.
trust Bill or whoever it is cutting the checks?
For real. Oh, okay. Then I want to ask you how you approach risk. Then, I mean, you have definitely a really awesome view of the world, and so how do you look at individual risk?
That's a really good question. Because I never really think about risk because everything is risky. I try to make good decisions. So
Mm-hmm.
you need a defined decision making process. The big things that I had to learn when I went out on my own is you need a structure for planning
Mm-hmm.
and you need a structure for making business decisions.
Right.
You could pick up, it's easier to pick up something that already exists that has like a fan base and a support network, like EOS is an easy one.
Mm-hmm.
I immediately, year one, I was on my own. I invested in Dan Sullivan's strategic coach program out of Toronto. And I was in that for 6 years, learning the same thing
Wow.
for 6 years over and over to understand like, okay, what's a monthly and quarterly cadence for
Mm-hmm.
designing a business initiative, and how do I decide on projects, and how do I mentally get myself prepared for saying no to things, or saying, wow, what a great idea. I can do that in Q3 because I'm focused on, whatever I'm focused on in Q2. So
Yeah.
I don't really think about risk at all because it's like if you're on the tightrope and you look down, then you're like, holy shit, everything's so risky. Welcome
Right.
to life. It's all
Right.
but I guess my point about it's all the same. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're either going to succeed or fail. So you might as well do it with the intent that if you do succeed, you'll get some freedom and mental health along with it. I don't really see that ending as a possibility in corporate jobs anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What market trends are you betting on for the next year?
Ooh, that human to human communication skills will be at an all time like I don't do stocks, but like the stock for human skills
Yeah.
is rising, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
everyone like we all of a sudden we'd call companies and we got an answering machine, an
Yeah.
automated answering machine, and it pissed us off.
Right.
And then the automated things started calling us, and that pissed us off more. And then now we've got AI on the internet and it's pissing us off. Like everybody's just getting pissed off because everyone's taking the shortcut and there's a new tool and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody called me on the phone and was like, Max, saw you on LinkedIn, love the stuff that you did with blah, blah, blah. Look, I'd love to sell you. Can I get like 30 seconds to try and sell you something? If a person called me, I would take that call. I'd be like, you know what? Absolutely. Yes, go ahead. Sell me something.
Bring
What a
cold
what a
calling
breath of
back.
fresh air. But you know what I
Right?
get? I get a phone call, and then I get that 3 second delay where you know that it's being routed to someone, and then someone with a thick accent picks up the phone, and they're like, "Hello, Robert," and I'm like, click. So
Yeah.
yeah, my bet is if you because I post about this a lot. I think if you took
Mm-hmm.
away all unreasonable tools and the ability to automate,
Yeah.
and you made people pick up the phone, you made people write the DM, you made people actually like
Mm-hmm.
do their research. I think everyone would outperform what they're doing today. So that's what I'm betting on.
I love that.
Uh, and it's
Human
perfect for me because
connection.
I'm lazy. I don't want to do any of this technology stuff. So I just keep picking up the phone.
I'm with you. I call somebody instead of text still, and I need that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I
You were like, here's the Riverside link. I was like, cool. I knew it was you.
I love it.
Because like a machine would have given me some text with like a fireball or like the little down arrow. It was like, here's your link.
The rocket ship.
Yeah, with the rocket ship. And you're like, okay. Ashley
What?
bot.
Uh, oh no, I don't think my husband wants multiple of me. So, what's one piece of conventional wisdom you disagree with?
Get a job. No. Yeah, we tackled that one. Conventional wisdom. Jeez.
Yeah, like
People are conventionally wise.
down.
When did that happen?
I don't know.
Uh, well, I think people have overinvested in technology for about 10 to
Yeah.
15 years. Um, I think that there's been this trend of sacrifice
Hmm.
until you retire
Yeah.
from sacrifice, which I think is, backwards. Planning, plan the business, work hard, and your personal life you'll get rewarded at some point. Um, no, I think that the way I've been exposed to the world, that if you plan your personal life first, um, and you protect your barriers, you protect your mental health, the business will work itself out.
I like that.
Or you'll fail and you'll be on the street. But like I said, there's risk in everything.
Right.
At least if you succeed with the mindset of, I'm going to put my personal life first, then you've got a great personal life.
Yeah. I think this is a really interesting concept, and it's definitely against everything we're taught as children, especially, you know, those of us millennials that were like, work hard, go
No.
to college, stay on track, put 10%
Well, then, I
into
mean,
your
you saw what happened to our
401k.
parents. That we were being
Right.
told that, and then our parents got laid off.
Right.
And we were like, oh wait, what now? And they're like, oh, gotta go get another, job. And now they're, so we saw all the BS
Right.
get exposed. And then COVID happened, and the world realized that there was no value to an office whatsoever.
I mean, fair.
Just and
I
everyone's
personally
like,
don't.
oh,
Yeah.
but culturally, or everyone's more productive. Like, you sit in traffic for 3 hours and tell me you're anything but like pissed off,
Right.
and you bring that energy to the client. It's like, there's no, come on, get out of
Versus
here.
me running upstairs as fast as I can to change laundry and back down, and then I know it's done for the day. So,
Yeah, or whatever you want to do. Here's an
yeah.
idea. Why don't you let people do whatever they want to do for that 3 hours?
Yeah. I
How about
love
that?
it.
No, I have an idea. Let's throw some beanbag chairs and a keg of beer that they can drink once a week for,
Some shuffleboard, a branded
yeah, and some
shuffleboard.
shuffleboard. This is going to work out great. No.
But that's culture, right? So,
I feel cultured, yeah.
all right. So you consult for so many people. What mistake do you see startups and businesses making constantly? Your number one mistake.
They don't plan on growing their clients. So I was just having a conversation about this, and I rant about it all the time. When you have let's talk about service companies, because that's my
Yeah.
target, but this works for product companies too. You make money with two different audiences. There's only two audiences you can make money on: people that don't pay you yet, that's new clients,
Yeah.
and people that do pay you already. Both are a sales opportunity. You can make more money from both, except when they're an existing client, it's 10 times easier.
Yeah.
If you talk to any salesperson on planet Earth and you're like, hey, do you want to sell to a complete stranger, or would you rather sell to somebody where you already know where the money's come from, if they have budget, if they like you, who cuts the checks, like,
Right.
forget about it. They're going to want to sell to the existing customer. But nobody is paying attention to that audience as a growth, an upsell opportunity. And there's about 1 million psychological defects as to why.
Yeah.
But it is ingrained in our DNA that growth comes from new clients, and then existing clients is like a hospice program. Like, we're just waiting for them to die They're just holding on as long as possible, make them comfortable,
Churn,
you
add
know.
them to the churn report and see what happens.
Yeah, churn, so yeah, that's the biggest that's the biggest thing, is not recognizing where they can make money more easily.
Well, and that comes full circle back. I mean, you talked about human connection and making the bet on that. And I think during the layoffs of 21 and 22, you really saw headcount reductions in CS. And that's where people were cutting, is customer success was heavily cut. And I think that you're seeing this backfire and whiplash really happen with that, where there's just no support. There's no nurturing, there's no growth of current accounts. And now there's a huge swing to rehire and train CS. So,
Yeah, well, like in the software world, just because that's everything trickles down to services, but in the software world, all the research that like Gartner's and the Deloittes are doing,
the
interviewing the
magic
CMOs.
quadrants, right?
Yeah. Everyone that's got a quadrant, they're all going out and doing some good research, and they're asking CMOs like, "Hey, what happened?" And all the CMOs are like, "Well, sort of bought too much tech, you know, because we still can't figure anything out, and it's still not working. So they overinvested in tech, and now everyone's being asked to do more with less budget. Everyone's reducing their budget, at least in 23, 24. That's what we saw. That's what we saw happen. And so when you're reducing the budget, you got all these vendors. If you think about it, they can't get rid of everyone. So there's going to be one vendor that has the best relationship, and that vendor is going to get a very different phone call than all the other vendors. That vendor is going to get a call that says, "Hey, we need to reduce our budget. Can you help us take a look at all this technology we have and tell us how you could take over most of this?" So for the people with a good relationship, it's a growth opportunity because there's movement in the budgets.
Yeah.
And when there's movement, you could sell ice to an Eskimo. But for these companies that have just like, oh yeah, we acquire these customers and then we toss them over, the side, and that's basically the end of the relationship. We wait for a phone call. We wait for a question. That's what
Right.
customer success is. They're on the chopping block, and the same thing is happening in professional service companies. But the situation is more dire because their clients are already drying up. And so there's this trickle down effect because the investment was going into the software companies. For a while. They didn't need to make profit, so they just made shitty products, bad products. And then the agencies and the service companies were like, "Great, I don't care if your product works. We'll just like demand. We'll just spend money. That's what you want, right?" And then the software companies were like, "Yeah, spend the money and give me reports." Now everyone's like, "Wait a minute, we need stuff that works." And so you got professional service companies, 70% of them, their stuff doesn't work at all. And even if it did, even if they were able to capture ideal clients, a lot of the software that was created is useless. It doesn't do anything. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
So there's a reckoning going on right now of the uselessness and the carefree of the last 10 years. That's just like spend money. It doesn't matter. That's all, everyone's under a microscope now.
Yeah. The traditional VC play of betting on debt to spend more money and grow at all costs.
Yeah.
All right.
With that rug pulled out from under you and like, we need phone calls. Who's got the phone calls? Like, oh, we got this automated mailer. So like,
Right?
Nope. I need real calls. Thank you though.
Real people. Yep. All right.
I don't know how to do that.
This is my favorite wrap up question. And I know you talked about, you don't want a team, solo entrepreneur, things like that. But if you could choose any fictional character to be your co-founder, co-side, like, who is it?
Well, correction. I don't want employees.
Employees. Okay.
My dad told me don't have a business that eats while you sleep. So the defining characteristic of an employee is like, regardless of what happens to the business, you can't fire me or I sue you. That's what an employee is. You need a team. I'm a big fan of a team, and the number two or the Robin to the Batman or whatever. There's always a duo in cartoons, and there's a reason is because you need you've got the superhero and then you've got the sidekick. So I just have Batman and Robin in my head, but yeah, you need a sidekick because like for me, I was bad at delegation.
Yeah.
So I delegated delegation. Now I have somebody that's like, hey, Batman, you're tired. You're not good at doing these things. I'm gonna go
Right.
find somebody that's good at these things
Yeah.
and take it from you. And I'm just like, great, I'm gonna go play golf. So like who said that we were good at we all know we need to delegate, but some of us aren't good at delegation.
It is a
That's what a
skill
number
set.
2 does, is just take stuff from you.
I hear that. I love that. I am not a visionary. I'm an executor to my core. So
Yeah,
I
like
understand that.
EOS implementer, right? Or
Yep.
integrator. I don't know. It always starts with I.
Yeah, one of those.
You're one of the
Well,
I people. There's V
I
people and there's
am.
I
I
people.
am. Or type A or whatever, generational label I fit under. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Max, thank you so much. This was fun. I love your content. I love what you're doing. I love the way you see life. So thank you.
Well, thank you.